on a new adventure.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Channel is Coomby Reacts, and I am Coomby, guys. Today we got Oliver Anthony, Scornful Woman. I never did a reaction to his like initial song, you know, the one that like popped off on social media and everything like that. Basically about how we're basically the government's fucking us over essentially, and we are, you know, slaves essentially to the freedom that we have. You know what I mean? So that's a bar from Attack on Titan. Yo, if y'all haven't seen Attack on Titan, you're missing out. But anyways, I never did an initial reaction to that, but I watched a ton of reaction videos about that. Like I said, it was popping up on social media. So like I knew who Oliver Anthony was. And then I actually, I've been camping for the last 5 days, which is kind of why I haven't had any more videos since the video for Miley Cyrus that I dropped. Also too, I ended up getting my Benson Boone video was restricted or it got blocked. So now that's no longer available over here. But I don't know if there's any way that I can even do anything. I think I could dispute the claim, but I don't know what that'll even do. If anyone has more knowledge on that, wants to let me know and give me a little insight on that, let me know if it's even worth it. But yeah, I just noticed that today because, like I said, I've been gone for the last 5 days, logged in today, and all of a sudden it says Benson Boone video has been blocked. So not sure why all of a sudden it just blocked now, because I think it's been out for like 2 weeks or a week and a half or something, but whatever. Like I said, I'm not too well versed with the whole YouTube stuff with all that, so I haven't done anything with it yet, but if anyone has any insight or advice for me, you should let me know or drop it in the comments or something. But anyways, guys, Oliver Anthony, Scornful Woman is his new song that he released a couple days ago while I was camping. But I did see like a clip earlier today of him kind of just talking about how he got advice from, who was it that he called? He said that he talked to somebody and they were telling him basically like, don't sign into anybody, like don't sign nothing, don't, all that shit. It's all lies. Like they're gonna take half your money, they're gonna take your money, all this shit. And I don't remember who he said he talked to, but he basically released this song, and I think this was about his ex-wife, because his ex-wife now is like trying to divorce him or some shit like that and take like all of his money and all this kind of stuff. So I think he said that he's writing this about, or he wrote this about her. I don't know if it's his ex-wife now or his current wife or however that whole situation is, but I'm pumped up to hear this, guys, because like I said, his whole song that he had last time where he's out in the woods and he's playing the banjo and all that shit, dude, was absolute fire. And you know what? There's so much truth in that song. I'm excited to hear this one because this is like, it's true to him. You know what I'm saying? And people who write the music that's true to them and that they're speaking from the heart and they're speaking about their own ventures and their own truth and their own experience. I think that's the music that really just hits the hardest in terms of like the words and everything that you're hearing when you're actually listening to the music. So with all that being said, guys, if you haven't already, man, consider helping the channel out, guys. Drop a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We're super close to 4,000 subs. So drop a sub down below, guys. It would mean the world to me if you guys showed that kind of support. We are on a mission, guys, to try to get the YouTube plaque, man. I don't know what the plaque is. If anybody knows too, I was curious about that. I'm curious to know, is that when you get a plaque, is it 10,000 subs? Is it 50,000 subs? 100,000 subs? I don't know what it is. But either way, guys, that's the goal, man. That's the mission. That's been the mission since we started this channel, man. We're trying to get a YouTube plaque. We're also trying to hear and discover new music that we've never listened to before. And just broaden our horizon as far as music goes, right? Because I was always kind of more of a rap hip hop head. And I've listened to multiple different genres before, but I never really divulged into a lot of those genres, mainly because like my dad listened to a lot of like rock, you know, the 80s rock, 70s rock, like that kind of stuff. He liked Johnny Cash. So we listened to like a little bit of stuff, but it's more like the more popular stuff that most people have already heard. Nothing that, like I said, you divulge into. So anyways, let's get into this, guys. Here we go. This is Oliver Anthony music, Scornful Woman, the official music video, man. Let's get this stuff. I used to have a red barn like that in the backyard of my house, dude. Nostalgia.
Well, she got a side to her I wanna run from. She'll turn a warm afternoon into a cold, cold one. Well, he grabbed the apple and Adam took a bite. And now all these years later, and the mask still ain't right with a scornful woman.
Bro, can I just say, dude, the one thing I really love about Oliver Anthony, and I've only heard, just like I said, his one song that he released, and that was the one that was like he's in the woods. I can't remember what it's called, but when it was popping off on social media. But that one song I heard, dude, I love that you can hear the pain in his voice. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain artists, and this is funny because I just watched Sinners, the movie last night. Really good ass movie. But they were talking about how like some people make music, you know, that just connects the future, the past, and it just it's music that's so powerful that it just has that, you know, and I feel like Oliver Anthony is similar in that regard. There's also I've talked about it before multiple times on the channel, but there's another artist, Arthur Gunn, that I've listened to where his music does that same kind of thing. Like I feel like you listen to his music and it's like I'm hearing the past, but I'm hearing the future, but I'm hearing the then and now because that's what he's singing then and now. Oliver Anthony gives me a lot of that vibe. Like his voice it's just got so much pain and passion in it. And it's like when he sings, you can hear the past of everything that's been a part of this music, but then you can see some of the future of what's going to come from this music. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but when I watched Sinners last night, the way that they did that whole scene and like described it in that scene was like perfectly done, man. And that's honestly how I feel about Oliver Anthony with like just his voice.
Well, she got a side to her I want to run from. She'll turn a warm
That guy looks like Queso from the streamer.
Into a cold, cold one. Well, he grabbed the apple and Adam took a bite. And now all these years later,
I love that
and the
part.
mask
Eve grabbed the apple and Adam took a
right
bite.
with a
Oh.
scornful woman. A scornful woman. I used to sleep so good.
I like the plucking of the
didn't
guitar
have a
strings.
nightmare. I was busy dreaming, believing he's always gonna be right there. And now the middle of the day is like the middle of the night. And the court says 50-50, but the math don't seem right with a scornful woman.
Ooh, the electric guitar coming in like that, bro. Oh, that's just fire.
Scornful woman.
Oh, and the violin, bro. Such a beautiful mix of all the instruments, man. Woo. Bro's going ham on this violin.
Well, she can have all the money, and they can keep all the fame. I go back to being broke as a joke if I could just get a break. From
Shout out to his last song. Build up on this. Oh. Woo-hoo. This shit's fire, dude. Dude, the instrumentals in this whole thing, dude, were absolutely freaking fire, man. The blend of the guitar, the plucking of the string, dude, and then just like the way the violin went off, the electric guitar went off, bro. Oh my gosh. The instruments alone, you could just make this an instrumental and this song would have been absolutely just fire, dude. Absolutely amazing. But then you mix in Oliver Anthony's voice that we kind of talked about earlier, where he's just got that pain and he's just got that emotion in his voice that you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just hearing that, but you can feel it in your chest. And that's what I loved, man. Beautifully done. And he said in there too, he said something about the court said 50-50. And I don't see how that's right or how that's fair. 100% agree, dude. You know how many different cases there are, different scenarios where someone in the relationship, mainly the man, will make all this money and then the woman divorces him or wants to leave him, and then she's somehow right, or she's given the right to 50-50 or half of what that man has earned, when it's like most of the time you didn't do anything to earn this money. You didn't put in the work. You weren't doing anything for this. You just literally married me. And I think it's ridiculous that it's always like, oh, well, you made the choice to marry her. But it's also like, okay, but why should only we be punished? Why should the man only be punished for that situation? And I'm not saying it always has to be a man and a woman like in that situation where it's always the man who's doing that. But I'm saying whoever the breadwinner is, like if they rightfully earn that money and they have the proof behind it, I don't understand why the court feels like it's necessary to give the woman such money. I could understand, okay, if you have a kid together or whatever, maybe that's a different scenario. I don't know what Oliver Anthony's scenario is with that whole thing, but I'm just saying that like to go 50-50 with someone that it's like, you didn't do anything, bro. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she did. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like you see it in movies all the time. You hear about it all the time. Like, do you know how many people that I know that have divorced and they're like, dude, I got to pay all this shit to my ex-wife, and I got to do this for my ex-wife, or she got the house and now I got to go do my own shit, or she got the cars, and like, bro, shit's ridiculous, man. I don't understand how that works. I mean, I guess moral of the story is make sure you find someone that you see yourself being with forever and hope to God it's forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a shitty situation, you know, and whatnot, or sign an NDA, I guess, or not an NDA, what are those things called? Not an NDA. What is the word I'm looking for? I can't remember what it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking, where you sign something, a prenup. That's what it is. So, but it's unfortunate. That's what it's come down to, man. It happens a lot too. I feel like I've had this discussion, you know, multiple times before when I was younger about how it was like, dude, what I think is ridiculous is that whenever you get divorced, most of the time they award the mother the children, and then it's like the father has to pay and the father gets less time with the children and this and that and that. And it's like, I also don't understand how that's fair, especially when there's a lot of different scenarios where the mom's not in a spot. She doesn't have a job. Like, how is she being awarded custody of these children and she's being told that she gets, you know, 75% of the time with these children, but she has no job to take care of these children? She hasn't, you know what I mean? But then I, as the man, have to pay all this money for that to happen. You know, I still have to maintain a job. I still have to maintain, like, I have to go do all these extra things and such. That's what I think is ridiculous, but whatever, man. We ain't going to dive much more into that, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. We'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Shout out to you, Oliver Anthony. Appreciate the song, man. The song was dope as hell. Love y'all. We'll see y'all in the next video, man. Deuces.